Back with Bobby and JG Radio. If you're just tuning in, we've talked about all different types of sources of attorney information that you can get. The Lead Attorney magazine here in San Antonio, we've had their entire staff. If you need some more information, you can go to bobbyandjgradio.com, be a fan of our show, also on Instagram, Twitter, and on Facebook. Now with us is Russell Amsberry, a prominent lawyer here in the San Antonio metro area. He's been doing law for 20 years. He founded his firm in 1995, is a board certified in labor and employment law by the Texas Board of Legal Specialization. He's also served as a reservist assistant judge advocate general in the U.S. Army, which is short or long version for JAG, right? He was a JAG. So let's talk about your firm, Russell. Tell us all about your firm and some of the practices that you really concentrate in.
We try to help people in three principal areas. We do a lot of focus in the area of family law, which ranges in anything from divorce and terminations to adoptions. In the area of employment and labor, we help people with whether it be terminations, retaliations, whistleblowing type of claims. And lastly, in the area of probate and estate planning, help people with making sure their estate is well planned, they are able to leave the legacy they want, and also to help the families transition after the passing of a loved one.
Sure. So you're getting, and on those three specific ones that you started specializing in, why did you choose those out of all of the different?
Yeah, why don't you help people with tickets?
Bobby needs someone to help him with tickets, and he's wondering why you haven't specialized in that yet.
Well, that's a very important area. Actually, my first job with the city of San Antonio, for that matter, being an attorney, was as a prosecutor for the city of San Antonio. But I think that I'm able to better serve and help people in a way where, whether it be going through a very difficult transition in their life, such as in a family law context or in the context of the loss of a loved one through a probate, that I'm able to make a bigger difference and hopefully make a bigger impact to help people move in a good transition.
So what you're saying is Bobby's speeding habits, in the grand scheme of things, is not that big of a deal.
Well, if you talk to SAPD, it could be a very big deal, but, in terms of the magnitude of things that can leave an imprint and a footprint in someone's life, right. I'm hoping that there aren't so many numerous tickets that would cause an adverse.
Sure. And so but why these three? What brought you to these three that you were just really kind of found the passion in that category? I mean, I know you're saying helping people because you've been in-laws for 20 years now, right? Sure. So in the beginning, I feel like, you kind of, you're a catch-all when you're a lawyer, right? And then you really start to figure out what you like as you go down, the walk of professionalism. And is there any particular things that happened that you just really started to see that this is really going to make a difference for people's lives? Or do you have any stories like that about any kind of clients?
Oh, certainly. And I mean, goodness, after 20 years, there's so many stories one could tell. But when you're looking at it, everybody's known someone who's been affected by a divorce.
For sure.
And sometimes in that particular context, that can be one of the most difficult parts of a person's life, and being able to deal with that transition through that, the children and how they're affected. And, I've seen where some families have very successfully transitioned and others have been broken as a result of just the way that things kind of turned out. Right. So my approach is to help these people to jettison them in a way to where the children can be put in the best position possible, where they can thrive, and where the aftermath of the divorce is one that doesn't create baggage for my clients. I try to create if you will, a process that makes it as seamless as possible,
right?
Because it is difficult. And when we look at employment law, that's an area where sometimes people have been adversely either discriminated or retaliated against, and it could be because of their race, because of their nationality, because of any variety of different factors. Enabling them, helping them, giving them a voice,
sure,
where they don't have a voice. That's always important.
Yeah. So Russell, when looking for a lawyer, when trying to hire a lawyer, what are some questions that someone should be asking when going through that process?
When you're looking at hiring an attorney, you want to make sure, one, that you're comfortable with that person, because you're going to be working with that attorney quite a bit, and vice versa.
Sure.
And so having a good relationship is important. But you also want to know that they had the competency, that they had the skill set, that they had the experience, and they had the resources necessary to do what's necessary to take you the distance. Because there's a lot of attorneys who, while they may be very, very good in one capacity, they never will try a case. And oftentimes, if you're going to get a good result, you've got to go that extra distance. So you want to know if your attorney has that commitment and the wherewithal to do that.
And why would an attorney not be willing to go that step further? Just fear of the courtroom?
Well, there's a lot of unpredictability, if you will, and there's also a lot of additional time and resources,
Right,
and
that's
not
right.
everybody's willing to make that
Or set up
sacrifice.
that way with the staff and have that leisure that they can actually dedicate that much time and effort to every single case, right?
Correct.
I got you. And so I know that you're part of the Lead Lawyer magazine here, and I know if anyone is looking for some more information, is if it's family law, employment law, or any kind of probate or estate law, they can contact Russell at 210-354-2244. Again, that's 354-2244, or they can email him at paralegal@amsberrylaw.com. That's AMSBERRY law.com. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Awesome. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to talk to some of our show partners. We'll be right back. We're talking way more about all these different options in the legal field here in the San Antonio metro area. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, or be a fan of our show at bobbyandjjradio.com.